Kiambu County ahead of the parliamentary by-elections slated for next week.
It's all systems go for the Bonchari and Juja constituency by-elections, with the government assuring voters of enough security. Addressing the press at the Kisii County Commissioner's office in Kisii Town, Nyanza Regional Commissioner Magu Mutindika said the police had arrested and arraigned 3 people in court, and more will be arraigned on Monday.
So far, we have arrested about 3 people in Mbojari. In some of the areas, they have been taken to court. Others have not been taken to court. We are not going to allow Kenyans, more specifically the people of Mbojari, to be denied their voting right. We want the politicians who are involved to make sure that they are not involved in these evil activities. We will not allow, and we will make sure that whoever will try, we will make sure that they will not succeed.
He warned that the police will arrest people involved in election malpractices, including violence and voter bribery, to ensure law and order is maintained during the by-election period. Speaking separately in Kiambu after a security meeting, County Commissioner Wilson Wanyaga said they had information that a section of the aspirants had organized goons to disrupt the exercise.
Security coverage itakuwa kutosha katika kila kona ya constituency. Wajitokeze bila uoga, na nasema hivyo kwa sababu tumesikia ripoti mbalimbali kwamba kuna wengine wanapanga kuleta wale goons kutoka outside the constituency kuja kufuruga watu wa Juja constituency wakati wana exercise their rights, their democratic rights. Kwa hivyo hatutawapatia nafasi.
If there are politicians who come and they want to move around, they are allowed, but they will not allow them to bring goons into Juja.
He also warned against groupings by voters, urging them to vote and await the results at home. Aspirants expressed confidence ahead of the elections, urging voters to remain peaceful.
Sasa leo tumemaliza campaign, watu wetu wakienda kura, wapige kura kwa usalama, kwa amani.
Ombi langu ni kwamba fanye election kwa njia ya amani.
The race, which has attracted 11 contenders, was left vacant after the death of MP Francis Muny, while the Bonchari constituency seat was left vacant death of MP Oro Oyoka earlier this year. For Channel 1 News, I'm Ben Troinjue.
And in Isiolo County, residents of Burat Ward who are facing eviction from their ancestral land by the Kenya Defence Forces have faulted the soldiers for disregarding court orders. According to the locals, the soldiers erected new beacons on the land at night, adding that the action was unlawful given that the case was still ongoing at the Meru High Court.
At least 30,000 Kenyans are at risk of being rendered homeless as the military is seeking to hive off 10,000 acres of land in Burat area of Isiolo County. The residents, however, maintain the eviction notice by the military is unlawful, claiming the land is theirs and they have nowhere else to go.
Tumekusanyika asubuhi ya leo kuambia wanajeshi wetu waheshimu sheria, County Assembly ya Isiolo iheshimu sheria ya nchi na katiba ya nchi, maana imejitoa wazi kwamba mahali ambapo umezaliwa na kukaa zaidi ya miaka 6 hapo ni pako.
The affected residents say that soldiers arrived in 1982 and were offered a 100-acre parcel of land by unknown people. Since then, according to the residents, the soldiers have continued to expand their boundary and now demanding over 10,000 acres.
Wanajeshi wetu wanageuka sheria, wameanzia kuweka beacon, wanaweka beacon usiku wanatoroka, ni kwa sababu hawana haki.
Joseph Ntonja, an area elder, accused the county government of Isiolo of failure to protect the interests of locals facing eviction from their ancestral land.
Zikuwa kotini, kitu ya kushangaza, tena tunaona yule gavana wetu ambaye tunaamini yeye ndio amesababisha hata kupeleka sisi kuhamishwa kwetu. Ndio huyu ameona ile njia ni kama tunaenda kushinda, sasa anaanza kutuambia sisi, kutuunganisha, kutuita Central Community Land. na ni kitu ambaye sisi kama wananchi wa Bureti tumekataa kata.
And that's it for this first part of Lunchtime News. When we return, we shall be having more news. Stay with us. It's time for a first commercial break.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
The Policyholders Compensation Fund, PCF, would like to notify Concord Insurance Company Limited policyholders and beneficiaries that the payment period to lodge their claims has been extended for an additional 30 days. The new deadline is now 14th May 2021. All claimants of Concord Insurance Company Limited are required to download the claims form from PCF website www.pcf.go.ke, IRA website www.ira.go.ke, or pick the form from PCF offices, 2nd floor, ZEP Replace, Longonot Road. Fill the form in duplicate and attach copies of the required documents. Submit to PCF for verification, approval, and processing of payment. All payments will be made in line with the fund's guidelines and procedures. PCF, the fund you can trust.
Thank you so much for staying with Lunchtime News. Byron Abuli is our sign language interpreter, and 2 suspects are being held at Kingero Kabete Police Station in Kiambu County, while 6 others managed to escape a police operation to crack down on a gang of criminals allegedly impersonating Kenya Power Company officials.
Wakati nilifika nikawauliza hii kazi mmepewa na nani, wakasema wao ni contractor, walikuwa wamepewa kazi ya kuja kubadilisha kuweka transformer mpya. Sasa nikawauliza mambo ya transformer na mataa imekujia wapi? Wakaanza sasa kuongea mambo ingine, ndio hapo tukaitana, tukapigia ofisi simu na polisi wakakuja ndio wachukuliwa hatua.
Nasema tena wametumwa na Kenya Power. Nikauliza MP wetu Junior amekaita. MP akasema hajui. Sasa mimi nikapigia polisi na OCPD akatuma polisi wakakuja. Bila tumewafuata wote walikuwa 8. 6 wametoroka, tumebaki na 2.
In Kiambu County, small-scale traders in Ruiru Town and its environs are looking forward to a more conducive business environment after a local institution of higher learning rolled out a program to cushion them from harsh elements of the weather.
Nilikuwa nafanya kazi kwa kampuni yenye inaitwa Njusha, nikasimamishwa mwaka jana kwa sababu ya ugonjwa ya COVID-19. Sasa nikaona instead ya nikae tu hivi idle, nikaona ni heri nifungua kaka biashara kadogo angalau niweze kusukuma maisha mimi na watoto. Sasa venye nimeona hivyo Zetech nao wakaingilia katikati, wakaona wani boost jia, walikuwa wanaona mvua venye ilikuwa inanisumbua hapa. Na ningependa kuwashukuru hao wanafunzi wote wa Zetech pamoja na hiyo shule yote.
Nilikuwa nanyeshewa na sina pesa ya kununua mavuli kwa sababu mimi ndo najitegemea kimaisha. Naweza kuwarudishia shukrani sana. Mungu akawabariki kwa sababu hiyo pesa yenye ningenunua nayo mavuli nitaenda nilipe school fees, niendelee kusoma.
Farmers from Meru County have asked the government to resolve the diplomatic row with Somalia, saying they are making huge losses following the frosty relationship between the two countries. The traders say they were optimistic diplomatic ties between Somalia and Kenya would offer them much needed relief after the current situation is worsening their plight.
Residents from Igembe in Nyambene, Meru County, who depend on Miraa for livelihood, have called on the government to allow cargo flights to Somalia and intervene to have the cash crop get other markets in the region.
Ningesi mheshimiwa wetu, rais wetu mpendwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta anjaribu kuongeleza hii serikali ya Somalia wakubali Miraa yetu iende huko. At least tutakuwa tumesaidika.
The farmers said that ever since the Somali Miraa market was closed due to diplomatic row between Kenya and Somalia and also the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, they have suffered heavily and incurred losses.
Kwa hivi sasa tumepata zinda kubwa kwa upande wa Miraa. Soko imefungwa Somalia, soko ilifungwa London. Sasa Miraa haina pahali pa kwenda. Ile unaona iko sambani saa hii iko na kama 16 days na hakuna mnunuzi.
They are now calling on the government to move with speed and ensure farmers have more market for the produce. The traders added that due to the lack of foreign markets for their Miraa, they have been unable to provide for their families.
So a family in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County is crying for justice after their son was run over by a truck driver along Mombasa Road and left half paralyzed. They say the truck driver has never been arrested, despite the matter being reported at Earth River Police Station in Machakos County.
25-year-old Kevin Wafula was hit by a truck on November 17, 2020, along Mombasa Road while on his way back to work in Kitengela. Speaking at Sirende home in Kitale, Trans Nzoia County, Kevin's father, Stephen Simiu, says the family is seeking justice. Kevin's mother, Pamela Asosha, is worried that her son may never work again due to his condition.
Hasa sahi hata kujikimu hiyo maisha tumeshindwa. Maisha ya Kevo tena imekuwa ngumu. Sababu Kevo bila hako hivyo mwenyewe alikuwa anajitafutia. Sahi itabidi sisi wasasi wenyewe tumtafutie. Tukilisha hata bibi yake na watoto.
Kevin was treated at the Nairobi hospital where there is an outstanding bill of 13 million shillings. The family is appealing to the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government to come to their aid. Patricia Oidera for Channel 1 News.
Bomet County Assembly Minority Leader Andrew Maritim says the delay in disbursement of funds to counties as well as underfunding of the devolved units is the main hindrance to the success of devolution in Kenya. Maritime is urging the national government funds allocated to county assemblies are channeled directly to their accounts by the National Treasury and not through county executives.
The biggest challenge for this devolution is the resource envelope. Because if the money we are getting as Bomet County is around 5 billion, so when you divide 5 billions to a lot of development in 25 wards, you find that this is little money. This is little money. That is why personally I believe in the idea that if we can get more funding, to what level, that is where we can realize more development.
It's now time for the sport, and Titus Ekiro this morning won the 2021 edition of the Milan Marathon in a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Ekiro's winning time is a world lead for 2021 and the joint 5th fastest time in a marathon.
Having set the course record at the 2019 Milan Marathon, Titus Ekiro made a return to the Italian city to defend his title against a field that included two-time world champion Abel Kirui. Ekiro picked up the pace after 35 kilometers to win the event in a world-leading time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, 57 seconds. The time slashed 1 minute, 49 seconds from his personal best and is the fastest time run on Italian soil and the fastest for marathon run in May. Ekiro is now the joint 5th fastest marathon of all time, behind Eliud Kipchoge, Kenenisa Bekele, Birhanu Legese and Mosinet Geremiu.
I feel good, and then I say let me try 30K. We try to push with my friend Ruben. So 35, I say let me do this pace. Yeah.
Ruben Kipyego Kiprop took second place in 2 hours 3 minutes 55 seconds, with Barnabas Kiptum third in 2 hours 4 minutes 17 seconds. The women's race was won by Ethiopian Gebre Mariam Hiwot in 2 hours 19 minutes 35 seconds. For KBC Channel 1 Sport, I am Daniel Wahome.
And Robert Lewandowski has equaled Gerd Muller's 49-year-old Bundesliga record for the most goals scored in a single campaign after he netted in Bayern Munich's 2-2 draw with SC Freiburg last night. Bayern were crowned champions of Germany for the 9th straight season after Lewandowski's hat-trick helped them thrash Borussia Dortmund last week.
Meanwhile, Brendan Rodgers basks in the glory of his status as the first Leicester City manager to win the FA Cup after Leicester claimed a 1-0 win over Chelsea last night. Yuri Tielemans netted the long goal for Leicester in the 63rd minute.
And Tielemans is going to hit it, and hit it beautifully. What a shot from Yuri Tielemans! He had to set it. And what did he do with it next? A strike worthy of any FA Cup final. A strike worthy of any big occasion.
Some big clubs out there, and some that I've played for. Outside. And this is their time. And look at the owner there, he's loving life. Look at him, he's going to have a right party tonight.
I don't think you will see another owner come on the pitch like that.
The two sides will meet again when Chelsea hosts the Foxes this Tuesday in the English Premier League. Elsewhere, Juan Cuadrado scored a late penalty to keep Juventus' hopes of qualifying for the UEFA Champions League alive with a dramatic 3-2 victory over Inter Milan after playing with 10 men for 35 minutes.
Cristiano Ronaldo, straight at Handanovic, but there for the rebound. Goal number 29 for Cristiano Ronaldo. The back of his heel, doesn't he?
Yeah.
One penalty for Juventus and now one for Inter. Lukaku slots it. Inter level at 1-1. And a thumper right at the end of the half. And Barella fashioning a tantalising ball in. And it's gone in off Chiellini, I think. Cuadrado, he goes down. Oh, he's given another penalty. And here comes the penalty. It was given. and it's scored. And Juve have the lifeline with Cuadrado from the spot.
Champions League qualification remains out of Juventus' hands, and their final game of the season is against Bologna on Sunday 23rd. Frederick Moki for Channel 1 Sports.
3-2 the final score. 3 penalties, 2 red cards.
And that's the latest at this hour. Thank you so much for watching Lunchtime News this Sunday afternoon. I'm Purity Museo. Baron Abuli has been our sign language interpreter this hour. Good afternoon and God bless.
Vera Beauty College. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 22 7428 Thika branch, 0725 000-706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Juma hili kwenye Mkulima tutajumuika naye rafiki wa binadamu na kujifunza mawili matatu.
Unaombwa si shida, lakini ukiwa naye sasa utajua kazi wako. Kwanza wakiwa kati ya miezi 3 na miezi 6. Kama ni dogi wa nje itakuwa rahisi kwako, kama ni dogi wa ndani itakuwa ngumu sana kwako.
Basi usikose kujiunga nasi Jumapili saa 9:30 hapa KBC Channel 1.
We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. So in your life endeavors, Don't shy away because you might be providing hope to others unknowingly. I am Jane Theory, and you are watching Able Differently.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
An excruciating pain in Lakita's knee was her mom's wake-up call. They had just lost their dad to colon cancer and couldn't take chances. Lakita was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is a type of bone cancer that led to amputation of her leg to stop any further spread of the cancer. Take a look at her story.
She was born in the year 2006, a bouncing baby girl to her parents, who named her Lakita, meaning a precious jewel. In the year 2017, Lakita was an active sports member, but would frequently find the pain in her knee interfering with her sports nature.
Lakita was born a healthy child, but 2017, she started complaining of pain on her right leg. Like after sports, she would complain of pain around the knee. So there is this one day she complained a lot. Then all through the night she was in pain. So in the morning we decided to go to the hospital. At the hospital they did a scan of the knee, and they said they were seeing something like they weren't sure what they saw. They thought it was either infection or a tumor.
Joyce Wambui, Lakita's mother, had nursed her husband while undergoing cancer treatment a few years earlier, and she did not want to take chances with her daughter's pain in the knee. She immediately made arrangements to seek specialized treatment in India.
So they gave me an appointment to go back after 2 weeks. But when I went back home, I Googled a lot, and thinking of the dad died of cancer, so I was suspecting it could be something else. So after the 2 weeks I went, the doctor was not there, so I was told another 3 weeks to see the doctor. That's when I decided to take her to India.
It was while in India that doctor diagnosed Lakita with osteosarcoma, a cancer of the bones, and took time to explain to them how long the treatment would take and the likelihood of a prosthetic leg.
Dad, it was different. He had colon cancer. He would complain of stomach pain. For a very long time, we would go from one doctor to another, and by the time they realized it was cancer, it was too late. Yeah, so this time I didn't want to take chances. I took her to India, and they immediately did a biopsy of that tumor, and they diagnosed. They said it was osteosarcoma. It's cancer of the bone. And when they told us it was cancer, they explained how they would treat it, and they told us we would be there for 6 months.
After being in India for quite some time, they returned home. Lakita had missed a whole academic year, but her health was more important than anything else.
School was a top priority, but I was thinking of her health first. So I was like, do I make her repeat school, or what do we do? But then I was like, no, let's try and catch up. 'Cause she missed class 6 that term, class 7 first term, and second term. So she was joining class 7 that term. So I got some teachers who would come home and help her catch up. And you know, back in India, she could not study. With chemo, I would tell her to study, and I would find her sleeping. Because of the side effects, it was tough on her. She could not touch a book and concentrate. Yeah.
The jovial Lakita, who is super excited about finishing her KCPE recently, had a dozen of questions to ask the mother during her treatment. She remembers how difficult it was, and more so when she realized that she would have to lose her hair.
That day we went for an x-ray. I sat down and I asked Mom, what's a tumor? Then she was like, it's a growth in the knee that just come. And I was just okay with it. I didn't know what exactly it was, but it was just okay.
Lakita had to go through chemo and gives details of her experience. Her mother, being more conversant with the treatment, explained step by step.
Yeah, her treatment was chemotherapy. And then after 3 months, she underwent surgery. Then they had to do chemotherapy again for another 3 months.
When my hair fell out, I cried. And then my mom was telling me not to cry. I had long hair, and then it was just coming out with my braid. I cried, and like there are no other children there, because when you have cancer, your immune is low, so you can't meet other children, because that's very risky to infections.
Lakita's mother exhibits a lot of positivity, which played a crucial role in her daughter's treatment, as it rubbed off Lakita as well, making the process much easier than it really was.
I'm also a positive person. I don't look at the negativity of it. Now, because she had cancer, we had to... I didn't look at it like she was dying because the dad died. Yeah, I was happy they realized she had it early. I think it was going to the 2nd stage. So I was happy they found it early and she was getting treatment.
In solidarity with her daughter, Wambua shaved off her hair together with Lakita's aunties to show her that they were with her all the way.
When you're talking, maybe I want to make my hair, then I look at her. When I talk about hair, I realize she doesn't like that conversation. So I had to cut my hair so that we talk about the same things now, cutting the hair. So we had to grow it back together.
Last year, Lakita had to face another hurdle during treatment, but this time they were ready for it. Doctors decided to amputate her leg, then do a bone marrow transplant, and soon after, several sessions of chemos followed.
We went back for checkup, and the pain was too much then. That's when they realized there was another tumor, not now on the knee, but on the thigh. Yeah. So the only option they had was to cut the leg. Nothing else they could not save the leg this time. So they did amputation 2020, January 23rd. By then, we were ready for it, because the pain the girl was going through with this metal thing, we were like, let them get rid of the leg now. We were okay with it. In fact, now it's other people who are asking us, do they have to do it? Our family would call us, do they have to do the amputation? But for us, it was okay. So we had made a decision. No one was going to tell us anything else.
Despite going through a tough time away from home, Lakita's mother had to remain strong and up to date with the treatments her daughter was undergoing. Hence, they need to do a lot of research.
Every time after every test the doctor would send us, when I get the results, I would go to Google, type. You see where they put the summary, I would type it on Google and study to see what it meant. So when they told us, you're going for this, I had to Google, ask other people. I have relatives who know doctors somewhere, they would inquire.
Wambui advises parents not to assume their children when they complain of pain, but rather get them checked to avoid late diagnosis.
Kids, in fact, there are parents who call me, my daughter has pain. But when they go to hospital, they are told it's infection, it can be arthritis. Yeah, there are other things. So it's good to see a doctor. It doesn't have to be cancer.
Lakita is lucky that she had a very supportive team at her school who helped her in catching up.
The first time I went to school, I have my best friend. Her name is Maureen. She would help me a lot. She'd help carry my bags and everything. Everyone was supportive. There was surprisingly no bullies. Everyone was just accepting.
The teachers also had prepared, I think, her class before we came back, because I was in touch with the teachers. So they had prepared them and told them, don't be too, it's too what? just treat her normally. Yeah.
She still has checkups every now and then, the next one being in June.
So after 6 months we went, so we went back in January this year. Now again in June, then another 6 months we will go, but depends with what they see on the tests that they do.
Cancer is not a death sentence according to Wambui. People need to be more positive and focus on conquering the disease. Wambui also insists on eating right as it plays a crucial role in one's health.
Many people think when you're diagnosed with cancer, you will die. In fact, I saw another day someone commented on Facebook, why do people go to India and they will still come back and die? So many people think that when you get cancer, you will die, even after treatment. I want to tell people, there are people who survive, there are people who have been alive for so many years with cancer. So it's not a death sentence. There is a can in cancer. So it's not a death sentence. I think we are eating a lot of dirty things. We need to all change our diet. There are people who go without vegetables. Maybe they only do nyama choma, ugali. And then I think the way Kenyans we eat, we do a lot of carbohydrates, very little veggies, and maybe little protein. We need to know how to balance our foods. We have a lot of food, but we don't make good use of it. It's not expensive.
Rita concluded by speaking to her fellow children.
Hi, children or teens. Don't lose hope, don't be negative during treatment or after treatment. It's not the end of life. You can still do other things. Like me, I like to dance. Yeah, so don't lose hope. You can still do some other things, like just be positive. Usione ni kama you're less than anyone else, because you're just like them and they're just like you. Yeah.
Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Let's catch a breather and we'll be right back with more, so don't go too far.
Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Sauti ya Kenya 92.9. Hii ni KBC Radio Taifa.
Kila kitu maishani kina sauti yaleta furaha.
Radio.
Sauti ya elimisha, yahimiza, yatuleta pamoja. Sauti ya Kenya.
Radio Taifa.